Reform UK cancels Christmas.
ISIS's favourite cement company.
And Japan gets invaded by bears.
All this and more on this week's episode of News Sensation.
Hello and welcome to News Sensation, the programme where me and Matty take a little sideways look at some of the weirdest, wildest and most wonderful stories of the week in news. He's Matty Curry.
And he's Chris Patel. And I mean, Chris, this week, this show has been described to me as like watching porn without the need for ID access. So...
No human has said that about this show.
Genuinely they have. This is a conversation I had. And they said that they are hoping to be, like, sincerely that makes its way into the pod this week. And it has. You're very welcome.
Yeah, well, it's probably a niche category because I'm on one leg this week. Yes, I've had a bad sprain and my ankle's been the size of a small child for a couple of days.
It's been a mixed week for Gujarati man.
It really has. It really has. Big win for Big Z.
Big Z!
Over in New York.
Yeah.
I'm
the
not
People's Mayor.
Yeah, honestly. I think probably uncontroversially the best campaign I've seen in my lifetime.
Oh, yeah, unbelievable.
Campaign. And if he can, I think this is really going to be kind of set the temperature for, if this fails, then it's back to socialism being a dirty word.
Yes.
But if it succeeds, if he does well,
oh, it
who
could
knows?
be massive. Yeah. And it's so funny that New York is like the only city in the world where people give a shit who the mayor is. Maybe London as well. But it's like, how many times are you paying attention to the mayoral race of a different city that you don't live in?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the aura is unbelievable of that city.
Yeah.
It has to be said. But I mean, look, for me as well with Big Z, I think he was, in terms of that campaign, he's one great D-Ream song from the best campaign ever, really. We're saying our lifetime, but
yeah.
he just needs some catchy Northern Irish pop, and then it's like top of the charts.
It's very interesting, the different kind of, like, Tony Blair sailed to the victory on pure cheese.
Yeah.
Would that work in America? Who knows?
I think it absolutely... It's a pretty cheesy
America
place.
is a pretty cheesy land.
Yeah. I mean, Wisconsin in particular. The cheeseheads.
True. Where, Wisconsin,
man.
Anyway,
T-Pain aside. No, they call themselves the cheeseheads. They're really big into their cheese.
Well...
Yeah, Cream City, Milwaukee. Anyway, if you like your regional references tight, then you can also check out our Instagram and our TikTok. Our Instagram at New Sensation and our TikTok at New Sensation Pod.
We cannot promise Zoran Mamdani quality reels, but there'll be some reels. Hopefully, now that he's actually gone from the poetry of campaigning into the prose of governance, he won't be doing as many reels and we won't have as much competition.
I'm trying to think, was it my sister who said to me, "You guys try and get Zoran Mamdani on the pod"? I was like, what sway do you think we have?
It's like when I first started writing for my student newspaper in the interviews section, and my mum said he should reach out to Tom Hanks. I was like, yeah, sound.
I can.
Yeah.
To be fair, you did interview some very famous people.
I did.
This is quite funny that you've rubbed shoulders with some of the greats of all time, and now you're here with beloved actor Matty Curry.
There we go.
A future national treasure.
One for the future. The far... No, I'm joking.
A far and distant future. But if you... Say, for example, you yourself are a big name, where you have a suggestion for what big names we should be interviewing, then you can also email us at newsensation@gmail.com.
That's newsensationpod@gmail.
No!
The script has flipped. I used to get
flipped.
this wrong every week, and now I do a little surreptitious glance at the script.
Yes.
And we're golden. So newsensationpod@gmail.com.
That's newsensationpod@gmail.com. Now, the one thing that is for sure this week, Chris, is that we've not had a worse week than the Japanese Defense Forces.
No. Because are they anything like the Israeli Defense Forces?
Thankfully, no. Unless you're a bear. That's right. So...
Dum dum duh. Halloween special.
You sent in the military to handle bears? Of course you did. You're 12. A joke that landed with Chris after about, what, a week? No.
I was like, whoa, I'm pretty sure Linda Takaichi is not 12. Senai Takaichi. Why did I call her Linda? Anyway.
Linda!
She goes by Linda.
She goes by Linda. I mean, to be fair, like, I think in, like, if you were to meet her in, like, a Western context, if she was instead born in, like, the Midwest or maybe in sort of, like, I don't know, Berkshire, she would be called Linda.
I think she looks like I think it's the haircut.
Yeah, she's got a Linda Bob for
does
sure.
have a Linda Bob.
Yeah. If you want to know more about the Japanese Prime Minister, you can check out our previous episodes where we have talked about her at length, talking about her controversial habits of going to some pretty interesting shrines. I mean, it's Remembrance Weekend coming up, and the one place you shouldn't be on Remembrance Weekend is at a shrine that has a bunch of war criminals plastered all over it.
Should I put the poppies in post?
Yeah, edit them in.
We'll get a GB News segment about us.
I was getting ready for this episode this morning, and I was like, wait, I don't know. I've not got a poppy. If Chris is wearing a poppy, I'm going to look even worse. It's like the bee won't be happy with us.
I could have virtue signaled and gone for like the white poppy or one of the woke variants.
Bless, we forgot. Yeah, classic. But no, I mean, speaking of these defense forces, and especially speaking of Japan, yesterday, as we're recording this, and as it's going out, actually, we're doing one of our quick turnarounds. Japan's Defense Ministry and Akita Prefecture signed an agreement to deploy soldiers to deal with the region's surge in bear attacks.
I think if you have a bear problem, the military are... Isn't that what the military are for?
Well, the Japanese military is famously full of twinks, yes, but the... No. Damn. There's a few otters in there as well. But actually, they're more dolphins. Let's think about it. Because I'm trying to think.
Let's think about it.
Let's think about it. Because I'm trying to think. Because you have to think, are the Japanese military a hairy bunch?
I've not inspected the Japanese military, to be fair.
Unfortunately, my research didn't extend this far. The AP didn't talk about how hairy the military men were.
The shirtless Japanese I tend to see are sumo wrestlers.
Yeah, oh, yes. And they're not very hairy.
No,
because I think actually you don't want to get your hair like yanked on and pulled. That's extra leverage if someone's trying to shove you away. But also in this case, you don't want to be too hairy so you could get confused like a baby bear cub or something. See, the mountainous region of Akita has a rapidly aging and declining population, while the bear population is growing.
The Great Replacement Theory.
The Great Replacement Theory.
That's where The Simpsons predicted this.
What, the bear?
We're here, we're queer, we don't want any more bears.
Yeah. Now, encounters with brown bears and Asiatic black bears are reported almost daily in the region, especially now we've entered peak foraging time for the bears. That's the run-up to their hibernation.
A lot of raw fish as well, so that's great for bears.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is quite like I said, mountainous region, lots of forests. Maybe the streams are quite salmony. But, on the whole, a lot of raw fish going around the place. I'm holding back so many horrible comments. Now, the bears have been encroaching into residential areas with sightings near schools, train stations, supermarkets, and even a hot springs resort, Chris. I mean, God forbid a bear take the edge off.
I mean, I've been, as I've been convalescing this week, I've been watching Nobody Wants This, which is a Netflix sitcom. And there was a scene in the Schwitz. It sounds just like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Is the bears in the Schwitz? There's plenty of bears in the Schwitz, let me tell you. If you want to see some bears. Now, bears have been behaving badly across Japan this year, with more than 100 people injured and at least 12 killed since April. Yeah. It's crazy. That's according to the nation's Environment Ministry. In the Akita Prefecture, the bear population sits about 880,000.
No way.
That's a lot of bears.
How many people?
Not that many. And since May, there have been more than 50 attacks with at least 4 people killed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, they keep saying at least. I think it's because there's a few attacks where it's kind of uncertain. I mean, obviously, they don't have like a DNA tracker or like a criminal record backlog for the bears. But in some cases, it's like, yeah, that was a bear.
I don't know if like you're any more au fait with bear species and specific methods of attack than I am. But I know there's ones that like you have to stand your ground, ones that you like climb trees. It's going to be hard for these elderly Japanese people to climb some of those trees.
Yeah, I mean, they stay in pretty good nick. That's why they live so long. But ultimately, yeah, a lot of these victims, oh boy, they're not really in the condition to go toe-to-toe with a bear. And we'll get to that. Now, there is also an effect on other aspects of daily life. Takahiro Ikeda is a orchid operator.
Orchard, I think that is.
Yeah, because an orchid would be like a...
Yeah. Or the like Latin name for a testicle.
What?
Like an orchidectomy.
I shouldn't do this with a GP son. Anyway, an orchard operator lamented the loss of more than 200 of his harvest-ready apples. The bears had stolen and gobbled up.
50 attacks, 4 people killed. 200 of my apples.
200 apples. And the police, I think, in this country, they found a truck that was like more than 2 times the correct weight. It's because people have been like nicking tomatoes.
I thought you were about to say there were bears inside. They go after these non-crime hate incidents. I don't catch the bears.
Now, Chris, ominously enough, bears are known to return to where they have found food.
Oh my God.
So this is why they're overrunning a lot of these residential areas. A lot of them are like abandoned neighborhoods and farms that have sort of like chestnut trees and things, and they're going there to forage, and then they just keep coming back. So like, there's a tree there, we can go get the tree. So this is why actually it was by an orchard where the military operation got underway, with soldiers armed with bear spray and net launchers setting up a trap in a forested part of Kazuno City.
Is bear spray like pepper spray?
I think it's sort of like, it's in a specific, it's like shark spray in Batman 66. Like Adam West pulling it out of his utility belt. I don't know. Holy apple orchard, Batman. Yeah.
Why doesn't Batman dance anymore?
Honestly, you'll never find me walking down Canal Street without my bear spray. It's necessities. Now, officials have stated that soldiers will not use firearms to cull the bears. Good news for the community. But will transport local hunters and help dispose of dead bears.
Right.
But with local hunters also aging and not used to bear hunting, just a bunch of old geezers there.
Yeah, we've got Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boys out, in
the invisible agony.
Come here, you old coot.
Evil! There are calls for the police and other authorities to be trained as government hunters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Now, the Defense Minister, Shinjiro Koizumi, had to reiterate that the service members' primary mission is national defense, and so can't provide unlimited support to the bear mission.
It sounds like quite fun. Like, we're both freelancers looking for, gainful full-time employment.
So true.
Well, maybe we could go to Japan and get trained up. How quickly can you get trained up?
I want to be the Walter Cronkite of the Bear Wars.
Oh, so you're just going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Takes off his glasses. Today, 200 apples were stolen.
You can be my boots on the ground reporter. It's like,
amazing.
We're here in Kazuno City, and it's like you can just hear helicopters going overhead, blaring Hendrix. It's just like dropping bear spray across the forest like it's Agent Orange. Anyway, we're getting too into the bit.
Full metal Zimmer frame.
Oh, that's terrible. Now, it should be especially noted that the self-defense forces in Japan are also massively understaffed at the moment, so they're not really set up to handle an all-out bear war. Now, with the growing bear populations and amid calls for culling, the government has set up a task force in the last week to consider population surveys and think about how they can improve bear warnings and revise hunting rules. In the meantime, the bears are wreaking havoc in scenes that are really straight out of like a B-movie horror. It's like this feels like the first 5 minutes of like a really great John Carpenter movie.
Ooh, World War B.
Yes. So last weekend, an older woman in Yuzawa City went mushroom hunting in the forest, which at a certain point, like, I'm not saying she was asking for a bear attack.
You're looking for trouble.
Look, it's 880,000 bears in the Akita Prefecture. They're about to bring in the army to handle the bear issues. There's been bear sightings every day. And you, as like an older woman, are just sort of being like, you know what I'm going to do today? Forage for mushrooms. Yeah. In peak bear foraging season. Now, I don't want to blame the woman because actually this ends quite tragically. She was found dead. Yeah.
Was it by a bear's paw?
An apparent bear attack. Yeah.
Wow.
A bear's paw is like a good luck charm. I think it's a bad luck charm. Now, then on Tuesday, a newspaper delivery man in Akita City was attacked and injured as well. So it's like they're used to dealing with like neighborhood dogs. So I guess in Japan it's like little Shiba Inus.
Yeah.
But instead it's a full-blown bear. Just got this guy.
Or Akitas in the Akita Prefecture.
Wow, very true. Now, the Akita governor, Kenta Suzuki, has said that local authorities are getting desperate. So might I suggest bringing in an expert? I don't know how desperate you are, and I don't know how busy he is right now, but you want to handle a bear problem, Khabib Nurmagomedov is your man. Inshallah, he will smash your bears. So that's my solution for them. The army don't want to handle it. Dude, get the Dagestanis in there.
He's got to get baby bears, because they'd be in the same weight class probably as Khabib.
True.
We need like Daniel Cormier or Or what's it called? John Jones.
John Jones on steroids, getting the Bears down. I think that's the thing. 12 to 6 elbows.
Yeah, at least, bears don't fight dirty. They don't do eye pokes.
No, this is very true. Yeah. I mean, famously at the moment, there's a bit of a scandal brewing in the UFC around a few match fixing. So we just don't know if it'll be a fair fight with the Bears.
No.
They might have to take the fall. We'll see how the Vegas odds move in the build-up to the UFC deployment. But speaking of sort of scandals that are shaking a few areas, Chris, tell me about what's going on across the channel.
Well, France has put a cement company on trial for allegedly financing ISIS.
Right.
They said you was dead. ISIS, welcome back. No, I'm
friends of the show. No.
Oh no. Famously, when we say friends of the show, it's always people like P Diddy, who's not our friend,
or Stephen Miller.
Yeah,
Stephen Miller gets called out a lot.
Who would you? I was about to say, who would you least like to go to dinner with? I think for obvious reasons, P.
I'd pick the bear.
Yeah, I would pick the bear.
I'd pick the Asiatic black bear every time.
So, this story is about multinational cement giant Farage, which has been accused of paying millions of euros to jihadist groups in Syria in 2013 and 2014, and violating international sanctions in order to keep a local plant running during the country's civil war.
Wow.
Is one of 9 defendants accused of financing armed groups, which include ISIS and the Al-Nusra Front, which are the official Syrian affiliate of Al-Qaeda. So Bruno Lafont, Lafarge's CEO from 2007 to 2015, and 2 Syrian intermediaries have been charged with funding terrorism. And investigators say that through this period, from August 2013 to October 2014, Lafarge paid about $5.9 million to ISIS and the Al-Nusra Front through monthly security payments and purchases of raw materials.
Welcome back, Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah. I was going to say, who does security better than ISIS? But actually, ISIS were driven out of this area quite quickly, in about a year. So, I don't know. Maybe go with
Overrated.
Benchmark or Keyways, or if you're trying to get home security.
What a great advert. Sponsor? No. Want to keep ISIS out of your homes?
Yeah.
I do think that ISIS kind of punched down quite a bit though. I mean, I think they get overrated in the fact that it's they overran this region. It's only after there was a civil war, and then there was a complete military collapse, and there was numerous sort of factions. They're very good at they're sort of I don't know, go ahead scorers in basketball. They're not there in the clutch.
Are you saying ISIS they punch down?
Yeah, I think ISIS, they're
opportunists.
They're opportunists.
Yeah.
They don't do it the hard way.
I thought if punch down made me laugh. I thought you were going to critique them with the same kind of words you used to critique Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. I mean, it's they make so many jokes about trans people. You just have to think at a certain point, it's are you losing the whole jihadist image here and getting a bit off track?
So, back to the world of cement. Lafarge has been the world's largest cement producer since its merger with the Swiss company in 2016. And Lafarge started operating that Syria plant in 2010, the year before the big war broke out. Other than in the oil sector, the 600 million euros that this plant represents is the largest foreign investment in Syria. So, according to French newspaper Le Monde, as ISIS started taking control of the towns and roads surrounding the plant in the spring of 2013, Lafarge made arrangements with ISIS to allow production to continue until September 2014.
Imagine how far gone you have to be as a company to sort of be we've got to keep production going, we've got to stay efficient, we've got to keep that company line going. We're going to fund ISIS.
Did the sushi restaurants close when the Bears came in, Matty? You get making that cement.
I think the hot springs are still open. So.
Time is money, boy. The Guardian says that Bruno Pecheur, who ran the Syrian subsidiary of Lafarge in 2013 and 2014, told his company again and again that nobody was allowed to say what the company was up to. So
keep it hush hush.
Yeah, the company's ties to ISIS were first reported in the media in 2016, and Le Monde describes emails seen by Syrian opposition newspaper Zaman al-Wasl. In one email, a man named Ahmad Jamal wrote to Frédéric Jolibois, the plant director from 2014 to 2016. There's a lot of different people in this story, but Ahmad Jamal is one of the big 3.
Okay.
So
is he the D Wade, the Chris Bosh, or the LeBron?
He's one of the Jose Carreras of the 3. I honestly don't know where our brains go sometimes.
I don't either.
And Jamal said in this email, "It has been more than 2 months since you paid us 7,655,000 Syrian pounds, Please try to understand that this is money from suppliers who are working with the strongest Islamist army on the ground. Lafarge must not take them for a ride.
A terrible excuse for picking a man's pockets every December 25th. Let me tell you, this is humbug. This is unbelievable. Oh, you want more than £7 million, do you, Cratchit? Shut up. I'm trying to make cement here.
According to Le Monde, Lafarge used intermediaries and traders who marketed oil refined by ISIS in exchange for taxes and fees. Many describe Ahmad Jamal as a war profiteer.
You could.
Yeah, you certainly could say that.
That's an argument.
So Jamal had close ties with ISIS and various suppliers. He was one of 3 men from whom Frederic Jolibois, that's the plant director, inherited the factory. And those big 3 would routinely overcharge for their products and blame it on armed groups operating in the area.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a Deliveroo style, rider fee, like front wheel fee, back wheel fee,
surcharge,
ISIS fee, bear fee,
congestion charges, but it's on ISIS involvement in the area.
First driver mauled by bear. That is definitely. I'm going all the way back to Matty's story because it was so wild. But that's the kind of thing you'd hear from a DoorDash rider. Hey, it's Kevin. The first rider got killed by a bear.
Yeah, we need the bear service charge on this. I need to pay for my bear spray. You know what I mean?
So another one of those big 3 was Amro Taleb, who is a 28-year-old Syrian-Canadian businessman who was once invited by Harvard Law to give a talk on conflict resolution.
Right.
So, he's a big cheese. But according to the website Intelligence Online, Taleb contacted Lafarge's management after ISIS had taken over the plant. And he asked to resume production under the protection of the site's new occupants, which he called businessmen from Raqqa. That's code for local ISIS leaders.
Right.
And in exchange for 15% of the profits. So, very Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Stephen Barlow would have said yes. Lafarge said no. And Taleb even turned up at the Paris office. This was the day of the Charlie Hebdo attack.
Oh my God.
Just to put this all in kind of, the French mid-tens context. Tenties? In the tenties context. But the answer remained the same. So Lafarge say that the situation in Syria was very complicated and evolving in 2013 and 2014. You can say that again.
You really could say that.
Not all of the people who work there are reachable. It's difficult for us to respond to emails without having verified everything. The factory has been closed since September 2014. And their defense lawyers have said terrorism must be committed with intent to carry out a terrorist act. Whereas Anna Kiefer from the anti-corruption NGO Sherpa says financing terrorism does not require a specific intent.
No.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? I think Anna Kiefer is actually from the anti-corruption NGO Sherpa. But
probably Anna Kiefer.
Yeah, I think she used to say on this issue.
Yeah. But it's not like we've heard from an expert. Canel Lavitte, the co-director of the Business and Human Rights Unit at the European Centre for Constitutional and Human Rights.
Who's to say?
Mouthful. Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Said Lafarge evacuated its foreign employees when ISIS took over, but allowed its Syrian employees to keep working.
Right.
So, cement, time is cement.
Time is cement.
Love of cement is the root of all evil. Cement equals distance over time. An anonymous employee told Sherpa, it seems like Lafarge used us as a human shield to protect the plant. The case is expected to continue till December the 16th. But this could be a watershed moment, Matty, as it's not just Lafarge's leaders, but the company itself, which is in the firing line.
Yeah. As
The Guardian's Samant Subramanian wrote, what's the corporate equivalent of putting a war criminal behind bars for life? As yet, the question has no answer.
Well, this is the thing, is that it's like whenever you're dealing with all these things like terrorism in the Middle East and different things, so much of it is like, follow the money and where does it go? And sometimes it's a French cement company.
Yeah, I mean, I for one think Odebrecht is to blame for this.
Odebrecht
from our crazy Peruvian politics story.
Yeah, the further we get away from our Peruvian politics story, where we talk about the scandal that rocked Peruvian politics with Brazilian construction company Odebrecht, the more people are going to get confused by the mention. But we're going to keep bringing it up because it has to be investigated.
I also think I'm just going to say here a blanket allegedly
pretty
much everything we say.
Yeah. But who is to say? Really?
Exactly.
And speaking of allegedly, Chris, it's one thing shuffling a little bit off the side to make sure that ISIS don't take over your plant. It's another thing to completely miscalculate how much money you have in your accounts entirely and declare your entire city bankrupt. Now, when you hear bankrupt city in this country, there's only one place that can come to mind.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Brum.
Blackpool. Oh.
No, Blackpool's morally bankrupt. In September 2023, Birmingham City Council... Actually, Blackpool, let it be said, land of 1,000 dreams. I want to defend them in this instance because you know what? I've had some good times in Blackpool.
But it's a place for a good time, not a long time. It's the situationship of cities. Blackpool.
I've gotten in trouble with members of my family who pointed out, they're like, sometimes you punch down your show. It's a real ISIS behaviour.
You're worse than ISIS.
We're worse than ISIS. And I mean, we're not even... I mean, we do have some dodgy relationships with some French businessmen, but that's...
I'd love to make a list of just the places that we've disparaged.
Yeah.
Scunthorpe, Scarborough, the whole of Wales.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Which I like.
Some of those are legitimate.
I've never been to Scunthorpe or Scarborough. Only had great experiences in Wales.
Barbados.
Yeah, indeed. Probably because I didn't go to Monmouth Festival.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, this is the thing. There's so many different ways that you can engage in the local scenery. Even fake festivals that end up collapsing entirely.
Indeed.
But one way to really engage with your local community is to do what Birmingham City Council did in September 2023, when they effectively declared itself bankrupt. That's the one. But accounting experts are now saying their numbers were a little off by more than £1 billion.
1 billion. With a big Birmingham B.
1 big brummy £1 billion off. Yes, last week, 34 experts sent an open letter to the Housing and Local Government Secretary, Steve Reed, calling for an inquiry to establish how and why such a damaging Section 114 could have been initiated based on an unaudited and, as has now come to light, materially incorrect accounting information.
Now, of all the Section 114s I've ever seen, this is by far the most damaging.
Yeah. If you are going to declare bankruptcy, make sure that you've carried the billion.
Yeah. If you're watching the Watch Mojo list of Section 114s, this is definitely top 3.
Yeah. Welcome to Watch Mojo. The Section 114 notice triggered a wave of spending cuts and prompted plans to sell £750 million of assets.
Damn.
Yeah. It's become synonymous with the ongoing bin strikes. And this past Tuesday, the council's meeting had to be adjourned as protesters displayed banners in the public gallery, which is always a really funny
The bin
sign.
strikes are ongoing.
Yeah.
I just clocked that. I thought they finished in summer.
No
way.
No, it's still going. Demanding the council return to the table with Unite. Basically, they just disrupted the whole thing. The Lord Mayor had to be sort of like escorted out.
I mean, if the bin strikes are still ongoing, then presumably some of these councils are now rats. It's like the bear issue.
Well, maybe there's the thing. What if they export some of the bears to handle any growing rat problems that are dealing with the bin strikes in the meantime while they negotiate the price? But the Labour-led council's negotiations with Unison and GMB over equal pay were partially blamed by the council for the bankruptcy. So they're kind of cautious about things like a pay issue.
Right.
But that isn't entirely what the bin strike is about. We'll get to it. Analysis by University of Glasgow accounting lecturer James Brackley suggests that the council overestimated the liability of this prior dispute with Unison and had attributed it to its general fund reserve when it could have been paid off by its capital receipt reserve.
I got a journalism tutor who I've mentioned on the show before would absolutely, he'd repay the walls hearing about the difference between the capital and the revenue budget.
Yeah, look, I'm an accounting numpty, so here's an accounting numpty's reading of it for you accounting numpties. The council's books said that the settlement was putting strain on their overall sort of fund pot for everything. So they filed the Section 114, even though they could pay for it through the proper channels.
The Section 114 is the bankruptcy.
That's the bankruptcy. Yeah. What's effectively a declaring bankruptcy. Basically saying, we've not got the money to spend on anything else because of this. And it's like, well, actually, you can pay that off. You do have money. You've missed the money. Anyway, worst of all, after the whole filing of this bankruptcy, they then used those proper channels anyway. They end up going through their capital reserve. So what you end up having is a situation in which you figured out how to do it properly, but after the fact, once the city is already in the shit. So the council puts this down to accounting for potential liability, basically saying overestimating in the case that it extends itself, which they say would have put the reserves into the negative, especially with chunks of their reserve, their pot, ring fence for specific use. So they didn't count those in their calculations. Basically saying we would have had more money in our calculations, but we already left some to the side to say this we know is going elsewhere.
Right.
their calculations came out in a way that is staggeringly incorrect. The council's 2022 to 2024 accounts, published in July this year after delays, and you do have to wonder about the delays, show the council had £784.7 million in general fund reserves.
Wow, it's easy to leave that in the boot of your car, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty significant for a council that said we don't have the general fund reserves to pay off these different things. Their calculations, the council's calculations from November 2023, forecast their 23-24 reserves to be minus 677.9 million. Their forecasts were off by basically $1 billion.
I mean,
actually, more than $1 billion.
I think they could save a bit of money by firing the maths department. Like,
I mean, they really could. This is staggering. So, bearing in mind, so I've told you that they were massively in the positive from 22 to 24, but that they projected that their 23 to 24 would be in the negative.
Right.
Now, is this just because 2022 was a banner year for spending power, that it massively over-accommodated? They had about 1.3 billion to spare. Or was it that the ring-fence reserves were just crippling? The stuff they had to siphon off to say, hey, this has to go to a certain spot. Was that just so much that it meant that they could completely misforecast their things? Well, was it just the case that the council forgot to carry the £1 billion in their calculations?
We would have to speak to somebody who went to Birmingham Uni and ask them if their first year summer was like, or their like freshers year was like, you know, like a yellow brick road.
Yeah. Was 2022 with the streets paved with gold?
Yeah.
You know?
So they go to the pub and be like, I'll have it for free.
Yeah. It's like, actually, it nothing really changed.
Yeah.
And sort of suddenly the council's case collapses around them as we go. But if 2022 didn't have £1.4 billion in spending power, how did we get this low? Now, Brackley has similar questions to us, Chris, saying, we urgently need answers as to why the largest ever cuts and asset sales program any authority has ever faced was able to be pushed through before a proper assessment. And it's a great question. Now, especially given that government-appointed commissioners have been given a 5-year control period over the council since they filed the Section 114. So basically, for the last 2 years, government appointed commissioners have been in the council.
Right.
And they've had the files there.
It's basically like, look, I don't know if you're cut out to run this. We are gonna. Is that basically what it is? Like oversight.
Yeah, they have to step in, and basically a bunch of accounting experts have kind of gone, well, how has the second city allegedly gone bankrupt? And they've gone, well, it hasn't.
No, yeah.
So why do they file bankruptcy? Because they massively got their numbers wrong.
Open the maths schools in Birmingham.
Open the maths schools. Now, on the whole, the council's transformation programme centred around environmental initiatives have kind of been put on hold. Their recycling rate has dropped by about a half. It's pretty bad. Now, so it's gone from like 30% to 14%. Not good. Last month, it was reported that the bin strike had cost the city council at least £14 million. Fortunately, they have 784.7 in all. Now, the council has begun the process of compulsory redundancies for bin workers, even though the strike was partially caused by the removal of a senior role in each bin crew. Basically, this whole thing is one big pile of uncollected rubbish.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. It's a way to sum it up. And I mean, the bin story, it didn't pass the Bechdel test, but it's closer than some of our stories normally get. It was mostly about bins.
It was mostly about bins.
And councils and general bodies.
General bodies, yes.
Well, when I was writing this, I thought, this next story, I thought maybe we'll pass the Bechdel test for the first time in 18 weeks. No, we don't. But it is about Miss Universe, because there's been a mutiny, Matty.
There's been a mutiny?
Been a mutiny at Miss Universe.
At Miss Universe?
No, multiple contestants from this year's pageant walked out of a pre-pageant event in solidarity with Miss Mexico after she was humiliated by an official from the host nation of Thailand.
Really rough week for Mexican figureheads being sort of treated badly on the public stage.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mexican figureheads.
Scheinbaum got touched up by a random guy in the street.
Oh, God.
Yeah. While she was doing like a tour of an area where, you know, where the mayor's been killed recently by cartels.
Wow.
Yeah, she's doing a sort of publicity tour, and this guy who, I mean, some reports are saying that like he was clearly inebriated, which just like makes it so much worse. Kind of started like feeling her up, and she kind of like pushed him away. But yeah, now she's filing charges.
So who actually is this? Do we know who this guy is? Because how did he get that close to her? Just a member of the public.
Because she was out on the street amongst the sort of people.
The audacity.
The audacity
to touch anyone up, let alone the mayor. Not the mayor, the president.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a similar reaction to that to Zoran Mamdani finding out about the death of Dick Cheney.
He handled that like a pro.
So that's not what I would have did.
Zoran's reaction to that.
Yeah, his wife did not care.
No, it's proof as to why I could never be a politician, because in that moment I would have gone, and it would have been over.
Yeah, oh dear. Wait till we get a proper Thatcher story.
Oh.
But this year's Miss Universe contest will mark the debuts of Mayotte, Rwanda, Palestine, and Cape Verde.
Oh, Cape Verde returns!
A banner year for them, who
they've
of course just qualified for the World Cup,
which is presenting its Peace Prize as well this year. I don't know if you've seen
the World Cup Peace Prize.
They're presenting the FIFA Peace Prize
to Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Gianni Infantino, busy mates with Donald Trump at the moment. Donald Trump missing out on the Nobel Peace Prize. It's in America. Where do you think it's going?
Salt Bae is going to get involved somehow.
He's going to get involved somehow.
But speaking of football, one of the judges on the panel this year is Chelsea legend Claude Makelele.
A new definition to the Makelele position there. That's unbelievable.
But to the scandal, host Nawat Itzaragrasil called Mexico's Fatima Bosch, which I think is quite a funny name for a beauty queen.
Fatima Bosch is the best name ever.
Sounds like a bouncer. Itzaragrasil called her dumb for failing to post promotional content and ordered security to remove her.
What?
So Itzaragrasil began by questioning Bosch about why she hadn't been at a sponsor photo shoot earlier that day. And he then asked anyone who'd not fulfilled their promotional responsibilities to raise their hand and singled Bosch out by name. He then called her dumb and added that he's a businessman with a lot of money.
He just sounds like the biggest bellend on the planet, doesn't he?
And fun fact, all these women will probably be very successful.
Yeah.
But they're probably already successful if they're in the pageant. And if they win.
She's Miss Mexico.
Exactly. The whole of Mexico. And Bosch then tried to respond, but Itzaragrasil cut her off, saying, "I didn't hear you asking to talk. Please keep polite for me."
Oh.
Which I'm going to give him a slight benefit of the doubt and say that might be an unfavorable translation. Oh, no, wait. He was speaking in English.
He's just a prick.
Bosch then said he was not respecting her as a woman. Fair enough.
But
then Itzaragrasil called for security, prompting gasps from the other contestants.
Oh, it's high drama.
Other contestants, including reigning title holder Victoria Kjartalvi of Denmark, who will crown this year's winner, walked out in protest.
Wow. I mean, good for them.
I mean, Victoria Kjartalvi's never had anything controversial in her past. Look on Wikipedia, gang.
I wonder if she enjoys Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind.
Yeah, I wonder how a trip to New York went. Bosch then gave a video statement after the incident, which, Kjartalvi can't be trusted to do anymore, which said, "I'm not a doll to be made up, styled, and have my clothes changed. I came here to be a voice for women and girls who fight for causes."
Hell yeah.
It got as far as the Miss Universe organization's president, Raoul Rocha-Cantu, who said, "I would like to make it clear my great indignation towards Nawat," that's the host, "for the public aggression he committed against Fatima Bosch, whom he humiliated, insulted, and he showed a lack of respect to. In addition to the serious abuse of having called security to intimidate a defenseless woman."
Yeah, horrific.
Not the only controversy from this year, though.
I'm not surprised.
Police were called after members of the Miss Universe organization allegedly told several candidates to pose with a pillow featuring the logo of Philippines-based online casino Playtime.
Ooh.
Gambling's illegal in Thailand.
Oh!
So the police went there, they confiscated filming equipment, the pillow, which I think is funny, and
Give me that.
They questioned several members of the Miss Universe organization.
Yeah.
Which is different to Miss Universe Thailand for all you, I know all you Miss Universe fans are fans of the big four beauty pageants, which are all kind of like, there's Miss Universe. The majors. There's Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International, and something else.
You know what? It's a bit like boxing. You know how boxing has a million different boxing organizations?
Oh, yeah.
The WBC,
so many belts.
And there's a bunch of different people. There's so many belts.
Yeah.
They all look shit.
Yeah.
As a wrestling fan, boxing belts, shit. I'm sorry. Get a better marketing department.
Wait a minute. Oh, the actual design of the belts.
Yeah. They mean something.
I think they look quite cool. I've never seen wrestling belts. Are they better?
Oh, so much better.
Whoa.
Big Gold, World Heavyweight Championship belt from way back.
I'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
Do you know who the current holder of Big Gold is?
Well, the Big Gold, in the lineage of Big Gold, it's now changed design to a slightly worse one, so WWE can slap their branding on it. But it's currently CM Punk.
God. Oh, okay.
There you go.
To be fair, he was big when we were at school. So he's clearly got longevity.
He went away, came back. Went away to UFC, got beat up, came back.
Longevity, unlike Noat Itzaragrasil, who was partitioned in the pageant, has now been restricted.
Ooh.
And he apologized with a statement saying in Thai, so with the benefit of the doubt, it could be a bad translation. If someone doesn't feel well, if someone feels uncomfortable, if anyone was affected, I apologize to everyone. I already spoke and apologized to the rest of the girls in the room, about 75 girls. Yeah, I've put heavy emphasis on that. I'll let you decide whether that was a good apology or not.
No, I mean, we have shown that in a particular light, but I don't know what other light to put that in.
No,
this guy sucks.
What really annoys me, almost as much as when people politicians say "I've been clear," which is my least favorite phrase. When they like public figures do apologies and they're like, if I offended anyone, it's like, well, either acknowledge you offended one or don't apologize if you don't think you did anything wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is actually a big Fatima Bosch podcast now. Not only has she got the coolest name in women's pageantry right now, she lives up to it. Fatima Bosch is a strong name.
Friend of the show,
an actual friend of the show.
She wouldn't fit on the screen because she's massive. No.
Whoa.
No, she's not the bouncer that Fatima Bosch would the name would suggest.
What's your obsession with Fatima Bosch having to be some like muscly like?
It's like Fatima and Bosch.
Fat Bosch. Is that what you're getting? Okay.
I think that
you're imagining Big John.
That name is that name is laden with Big John. Laden with sweet and sour pork balls.
Yeah, there's something delightful about there being a world in which Big John intersects with the most beautiful woman in Mexico.
I thought you said Big John intersex then. Exclusive.
Oh, man.
What will Sebco have to say about this?
Fury, I'm telling you. Well, I mean, speaking of
how are you going to get from Big John being intersex and not being able to compete in the Olympics to this next story, Matty? I think this is your biggest segue challenge yet.
My biggest segue challenge yet. So Big John, intersex, fuck, Sebco, Christ. I mean,
intersex, aren't we all?
We have actually covered Sebco on the show before when we're talking about, it was about the sex testing that was going to be involved in World Athletics.
Yes.
And something else we've kind of been discussing on the show, we like to kind of have these wide-reaching stories. We talked quite recently as well about South Korea, because we were talking about the recent case in which one of the leaders of South Korea's, the Moonies, biggest sort of like non-denominational kind of like Christian churches, was locked up. This story is actually intersecting with that quite interestingly, because we are yet again returning to the South Korean courts to discuss some dodgy politics. Now, granted, I don't know how to tell you that Big John has anything to do with this, nor does Fatima Bosch, but it does involve a man scribbling down a gorilla during a national audit.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Big John, Fatima Bosch, bears, massive apex predators, all three of them.
And now a cartoon gorilla on the official notes of South Korean representative Yoo Young-ha.
It's so endearing, like that he's just scribbled down this gorilla.
It's endearing until you hear the rest of the story. So, a controversial South Korean lawmaker has made headlines for drawing a picture of a gorilla during the national audit.
Wrong day to draw the gorilla.
Wrong day to draw the gorilla. Now, on October 29th, Representative Yoo Young-ha of the People Power Party in South Korea's National Assembly took to Facebook to apologize. Well, there you go. Speaking of non-apologies.
If I drew a gorilla.
If I drew a gorilla. This is where the actual segue lies. Many are curious why I drew a gorilla, he said, but there was truly no hidden meaning. Before questioning, I sometimes draw animal caricatures to relieve tension, or after questioning if I feel frustrated because my delivery wasn't as smooth as I hoped. This is probably a tactic we should adopt. I sketched to calm myself, he said. I just draw whatever animal comes to mind in a silly way to soothe my mind.
If you do that much of an apology, it makes it sound like the gorilla is tied into a big Da Vinci Code-esque plan, and that there's really a lot of symbolism behind the gorilla.
To say that there's no hidden meaning to the gorilla makes you think, what would the hidden meaning behind the gorilla?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, while he did say it usually takes about 10 seconds at most 30, he admitted that because he made it larger, the gorilla took longer, though just in short bursts, when he had the time, of course. Now, he also pointed to the shading process as a factor. as it took dozens of extra seconds.
I'm not. Either this guy's really fit for government or not fit at all because he's insane.
We'll get to that. Now, he called the ordeal a brief lapse in focus, which gave him a valuable lesson. I cannot change what happened, but I will find other ways to manage frustration in the future. Now, the media captured Rep. Yu Young-ha drawing the gorilla, referencing a cartoon on his laptop screen, spending considerable time sketching, and even switching pencils as he did so.
Ooh, back to the HB.
Now, there's something to be said. So, I know people who, when they are trying to focus on things, will scribble down as they're listening because it actually helps their process. It can look like they're not listening. Then you say, hey, what did I just say? And they can get it back word for word. This is not that. I've seen the picture. He is sat there staring intently at a gorilla from like Google Images. It's like a little sort of like nondescript gorilla cartoon that he's sketching out.
What was he supposed to be doing? What's he supposed to be listening to?
Paying attention to the national order.
Just the national order.
I think he was actually involved in the questioning process as well. So he was saying that like he was having to respond to questions and then getting back to scribbling, responding to questions. Like he wasn't just like a passive observer in this. He was actively involved.
We'll find out what's happened to him later in this story, but I just want to say that in North Korea, drawing a gorilla during the national audit does not go as well as it probably went for him.
No, he managed to get away with it. Whereas in North Korea, I don't know how Kim would respond.
No.
Now, the representative is best known not for his artistic abilities, but for being called the confidant of former President Park Geun-hye, the first democratically elected president to be forced from office in the country's history.
For drawing a gorilla?
Not for drawing a gorilla, no. Park was sentenced to 25 years for corruption and abuse of power in 2018. No gorillas involved, although a different animal, actually. But we'll get to that. After her removal from office the previous year, before two further criminal cases added 7 years to her sentence.
Wow.
In one of these criminal cases, she was found guilty of taking off-the-books funds from the National Intelligence Service. It's so rotten. Now, it looks like she probably needed better legal counsel through all of this. Yu Young-ho was Park's lawyer and was a fierce ally through her impeachment. Park had gotten in trouble for her connection to the Korean Rasputin, pseudo-Christian cult leader Choi Tae-min, different pseudo-Christian cult leader to the ones we've discussed prior,
right?
Who became her mentor back in the 70s. Is long-winded. Park's father was military leader Park Chung-hee, and after her mother was killed by a North Korean assassin in 1974, she became the stand-in first lady alongside her father at just 22 years old. Now, Choi, the Korean Rasputin, amassed power across the Park patriarch's reign, which lasted until he too was assassinated. This is Park's father in 1979.
I'm starting to think the gorilla might have a hidden meaning. It might have the clue.
The clue to it all.
It was all monkey business.
It was actually the bond of the daughters, both the sort of Park daughter and the Choi daughter, that worsened the scandal. Park Geun-hye and Choi Sun-sil, the Rasputin daughter, remained close friends, with Choi Sun-sil being an advisor to Park during her presidency. Choi Sun-sil was sentenced to 20 years in jail in 2018 for corruption, influence peddling, and abuse of power.
Oh, God.
Former Samsung de facto head Lee Jae-young served a brief sentence for his payments worth over £30 million to foundations set up by Choi. It's huge. As well as giving a horse and several $1 million to aid the equestrian career of Choi's daughter. Now, a lot of these people are no longer in prison, including the former President Park. It was a long-winded and multifaceted scandal across the whole thing, but Park was pardoned on compassionate grounds in 2021. But at least lessons were learned, right? I mean, that's what we were saying earlier about this whole gorilla ordeal. You know, hard lessons were learned, valuable lessons. Well, when President Yoon Suk-yeol of the People Power Party, friend of the show, was removed over his martial law fiasco in 2024, our gorilla scribbling friend Yu said, history repeats itself, especially cruel history, repeated without fail. It's so dramatic. Lamenting the impeachment of Yoon. Now, Yu called members of his party who voted to impeach the president cowards, and said, from now on, you are not comrades who cross the line of death together. Leave as soon as possible. He was furious that the president had been impeached. He was furious that it happened over something so... like, he was saying that it should be reserved for exclusively, like, big deal cases. Like, I don't know, trying to impose martial law, maybe? I don't know. Now, in an extraordinary rant, he also said it was cold that day. And I was alone. Soon a harsh winter would come, and I thought I might not live to see spring. Great war poetry at this time of year. Sounds like someone really needed a good sketching session.
a paint and sip. Honestly, have we looked back through the records? Were those assassinations done by banana peel? Because this could hold the key.
The North Korean strategy of the 1970s.
Oh, triple banana. It's over for you guys.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear.
Terrible.
Well, we've had a lot of council content today, and I know you love council content. I know we love council content.
Oh, we love council content.
But
does your journalist lecturer love council content?
That's actually what he sounds like when you bring up the words local and council together in a sentence. But in another common win for Kent County Council, the Reform Party has effectively cancelled Christmas.
Bah humbug indeed.
And it's on a technicality, Matty.
Which my favourite way to cancel Christmas.
It's just the worst part of it, is the hypocrisy, really. So Kent's reform-led county council has ruled that Union Jacks and St George's flags must come down in order for Christmas lights to go up in the village of Harrietsham, like they do every year. The council's leader, Lyndon Kemcaran, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. But not of her own council.
She's featured on the show before, and it really puts the Karen in that name, I must say. Does. Once said that they wouldn't remove flags that she said had been put up unilaterally by the people of Kent.
I don't think that's true at all.
No, but she's told Harrietsham Parish Council that they have to take the flags down if they want to put their annual traditional Christmas lights up.
Right.
So here's the kicker. The parish council has asked the people who put up the flags to take them down themselves, saying the parish council aren't allowed to do it themselves.
And why is that?
Well, they say that it's because it's public, because it's not council property. They can't use public funds to remove it. So in perhaps the most British statement of the year, they've said it's disappointing, but unfortunately beyond the parish council's control. Which, you know...
But all that being said, at the same time, you absolutely can, because isn't one of the reform-led councils paying £75,000 to buy flags?
I mean, you just... that is so easy to do. Just get a ladder.
Get a ladder!
That's so British. I was on a jet, I think it was a Jet 2 flight, and...
Darling, hold my hand.
Yeah, darling, hold my hand. Well... No, I was not in the mood to hold anybody's hand because we were waiting on the plane for ages, and they drove the staircase up, and then they said, "Sorry, there's been a delay. The person who drove the staircase is not authorized to drive it the final 20 meters, so we have to wait for the finishing specialist. It's not the relay.
Oh my god, Kafka-esque Jet 2 holiday.
Ridiculous. The parish council said that if they weren't removed, funds spent on hiring the light decorations, which they've already spent, would be lost.
So get Dojin.
It's not a great time to be Kent County Council, as Matty has said in recent weeks. After 5 of the County Council's members were expelled last week for what Reform UK called a pattern of dishonest and deceptive behaviour, which the party will not tolerate.
Yeah.
It's not normally a party which tolerates that.
I mean, they went into a meeting and told everyone to fucking suck it up.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, no, that was Kemcaran.
Yeah, it was Kemcaran. And you were saying before that they've set up this independent bloc.
Yes, there is now a splinter cell that is apparently emerging on the council, which is like the Independent Reform for Kent committee or something. It's a very long-winded name that they managed to shoehorn reform into.
We've addressed before, it might be, I could be wrong, I think it was in Lincolnshire, how reform councillors were singularly unable to work with other parts of the council. It was weeks and weeks ago.
It was a bit of a sort of a bureaucratic nightmare yet
but
again.
If they're splintering themselves, how are they going to work with themselves? It's
baffling.
How bizarre. 2 of those councillors who were expelled called Kemcaran's leadership toxic and incompetent. And according to ITV News, there's rumours that at the council meeting today, the full council meeting, Lyndon Kemcaran is set to face a no-confidence vote.
That's almost as exciting as the fact that today is also Aston Villa versus Maccabi Tel Aviv. Yes. Which, for a friend of the show, is like... There's so many things that are coming to a head if you've been listening to New Sensation for the past 26 episodes.
I mean, in our final episode of the year, we're thinking of doing a Where Are They Now?
Yes,
I think there's definitely enough material.
Yeah, it's like the end of Goodfellas.
Yeah, don't stop. But Stuart Jeffrey, back to the flags, a Kent County councillor for the Greens and leader of Maidstone Borough Council, said the flag situation was beyond ironic.
Oh, yes.
And that's what we love over here in News Sensation. So a mixed Reform UK, some racists, and a county council that just can't be arsed. And Christmas gets cancelled.
Yes, absolutely. Well, there's something quite Dickensian about the whole situation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reason they're saying that you have to take the flags down, I believe, is it because of like a fire risk safety thing, right? Where it's like
I think so, yeah.
Because they've got flags made of cheap tat, and they're trying to put cheap tat lights up instead.
Yeah.
The two cheap tats collide into a terrifying inferno.
And now we've got Lee Twomley coming to us from location.
You specky, stupid.
Direct
Friend of the
quote.
show, Lee Twomley.
Yeah, check out our flag flying hypocrisy episode.
There you go.
To hear more about that.
Which one?
If you are listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube, please do hit subscribe.
Oh, please do. And if hopefully the next few weeks we see some resolution to this Kent situation. We love Christmas to be in Kent. I think that if anything is going to really cap all this off, it will be, I mean, in the spirit of it being bonfire night last night, them bullishly going ahead, putting the lights up over the flags anyway, and somehow a raging inferno of Union Jacks over the streets of Kent. I can think of nothing better to sum up Lyndon Cameron's
Make it look like Birmingham.
According to Tommy 10 names. Yeah, I do think as well, the ultimate thing is, I genuinely think the reason you called the Japanese Prime Minister Linda is because somewhere in your mind you merged her and Lyndon Kent.
He's got it. I think it was that.
I'm doing some psychoanalysis of your dreams there. And if you have bad dreams after tonight, then please let us know about them and I can also psychoanalyze you. It's not professional support. It doesn't count as medical advice.
And I'll just tell you to sketch a gorilla, probably.
Yeah, but you can email us whatever you want at newsensationpod@gmail.com. Got it right this time.
Yes, newsensationpod@gmail.com.
But for now, he's been Chris Patel.
He's been Matty Curry.
Thank you for tuning in.